Hey guys, welcome back to my channel Rewind That. It's your girl Miss K. If this is your first time coming across my channel, welcome. Please be sure to subscribe if you like the vibe and hit that notification bell so you know when I upload more videos like this one. Alright guys, today we are going to be going over The Oval, Season 2, Episode number 20, called The Skies Have Eyes. Alright, and this is not the latest episode. This is the episode before. This is last week's episode, okay, guys? So I am late, and I do promise you that once I'm done watching the latest episode, I'm going to get that review out as well. Some things are backing up for me, but we're going to get back on the schedule, okay? Alright, so before I get started, I just want to shout out to my new subscribers. Thank you so much. And I just hope you guys stay for the ride and enjoy, and make sure that you leave comments, okay? Because I love to interact with you guys. All right. Also, shout out to my OGs. I love you all. All right. So the episode starts off where we left off, and Jason's creepy behind done snuck out of the White House, okay? And he has made it into Ellie's house, guys, okay? And he has her at knife point, all right? Now, Ellie tries to turn the tables on Jason by trying to seduce him. And, you know, she starts kissing on him. And even though he claims he doesn't want to kiss Ellie, she knows that he wants to do something because he has an erection. So Ellie is able to get the knife from Jason, but not for long because he overpowers her, gets on top of her, and starts choking her. So Alan comes in and sees this. And he picks up a guitar and hits Jason with it, and he falls out on the floor. But Alan didn't know that the guy on top of Ellie was Jason. As far as he knew, this was just another guy that Ellie brought home, right? So now Alan has to call Don and tell him what's going on. He lets Don know that Jason tried to rape Ellie and that he knocked him out with a guitar. So Don tells Alan to go check Jason's pulse. And when he does, he finds that Jason is breathing. Okay, he doesn't say he has a pulse. He just says he's breathing. He asks you to check his pulse, not his respirations, okay? But that's for the medical people out there. You understand exactly what I'm talking about, but it's okay. Anyway, so the point is, creepy Jason is not dead, which is not good news, okay, to me. Anyway, Don gets off the phone with Alan, then calls Kyle to tell him to do a cell block on the area where Alan's apartment is located. And I'm glad he did this, guys, because, you know, after all that, Ellie tried to call Hunter, which was just stupid. Like, you see this guy called Don, the chief of staff, who obviously deals with all this kind of stuff, and you're going to still try to call Hunter. It was just super annoying. Anyway, so next, Priscilla calls General Martin, and she's crying to him and lets him know that she just doesn't have the strength to go to work. Plus, it's so hard to look at her. And by her, she means Victoria, right? It's so hard to look at her, and I just want to kill her. So General Martin was like, you can't do that because that's a federal offense. Then the news comes on, and we see a reporter saying that Diane's body was found in her apartment by a relative. So this just adds insult to injury, and of course Priscilla is upset, and she tells General Martin, who nonchalantly lets her know that he already got a text about it. Then Priscilla says, are they just killing everybody now? So General Martin was like, Priscilla, I don't know what you're saying on this phone, but I need you to get up, pull yourself together, and go to work. So when Priscilla says, I'm trying, Martin was like, well, try harder. So to me, guys, he was pretty nonchalant during this conversation, and I'm still not sure about this guy. Next, we get to the hospital where Richard and Nancy are waiting for Barry to wake up, because in the last episode, he was brought in with multiple drugs in his system, right? Anyway, so Nancy brings Richard some coffee, but he refuses it, even though he has coffee every morning, right? But as we all know, Richard hasn't been wanting anything from Nancy. It's just been him giving her pure cold shoulder, right? But in the previous episode, which I did not do a review on, by the way, Nancy told Richard off, okay? She let him know that she is tired of how he's been treating her, and if he wants a divorce, she'll give him the divorce, right? So Richard had to pipe down a bit after that. But back to this episode, guys, Richard finally lays it all out and tells Nancy that she really hurt him. And her not telling him all these years made it worse. And it was with his father, right? So all Nancy could say is, I know, and I can only imagine the pain, and what I did was awful. But then Nancy tells Richard that he can't make her feel any worse than she already feels, and her being a good wife to him and giving it up anytime, any way, and any way he wanted it was her way of showing him how sorry she was. You know, she also talked about taking care of him when he was sick and all those wifely duties that she performed over the years. Okay, and while she was saying the nasty part, guys, about giving it to him anywhere, listen, it's only nasty because Barry was right there. You know, he was knocked out, but all I could think was that it has to be gross for him to hear, you know, because people in comas and stuff, they could still hear. Anyway, so their conversation was cut short when Ruth comes into the room. She tells him to stay away from the compound and that Richard can't come looking for Callie anymore. So Ruth lets Nancy and Richard know that the infamous they only let her come there so she can ask Richard not to come to the compound. But Richard starts to realize that something is off with Ruth and asks if she's scared and trying to get out. So Ruth was like, no, I love the highest. And then she tells Richard again not to come back there or bring the government with him because they will all gladly go to the Raku. And I guess she's basically saying that they will all gladly die. Okay, but then before she leaves, she says to Richard, help me. So it's definitely looking like Ruth finally wants out, right, guys? And I don't know if you guys recall me saying in another video that I thought that Ruth hitting Barry over the head was her way of helping him because it was better for her to do that than for the cult to get to him, you know? But we shall definitely see how this plays out, all right? Next, I'm going to quickly say this about Sharon and Kareem because I can't stand them, as many of you already know. So in the previous episode, Kareem asked Sharon to marry him. So to me, guys, they are just moving with the quickness, okay? I understand that they dated before she got with Barry, but things are still moving a little too fast. You know, she just broke up with Barry, then found out she was pregnant with his baby, which I predicted she would lose due to the accident, and she did. She also moved in with Kareem. Now she's engaged to him. The whole situation just irks me, all right? Also, I'm trying to figure out why the heck they have Sharon get pregnant in the first place if she was just going to lose the baby. So at this point, I'm definitely interested to see what the heck that's going to do for their storyline. Anyway, we also see that Kareem already got plans for Sharon to stop working so she could be a housewife, right? And as I've always said, Sharon is going to find out that Kareem is not the man she thinks he is. I'm just waiting for the day when he puts hands on her, to be honest, guys. Anyway, we're going to skip past Hunter calling Sharon because he's just a creep on the prowl, right? Next, while at breakfast, Victoria asked Hunter if he knew where Jason was because his bed wasn't slept in. So, of course, Hunter doesn't know because what does Hunter know, right? Anyway, this scene was just very awkward, guys, because we had Hunter coming at Sam, just dissing him and talking about how short he was, all because he knew Sam had sex with Victoria. Then we have Victoria being rude to Priscilla, which is definitely backwards because Priscilla didn't sleep with Victoria's man. It was the other way around. So I just didn't like this scene and how Hunter was trying to humiliate Sam and Victoria did the same with Priscilla, right? It just really got under my skin, guys. Another thing is, what is Hunter so mad about? You know, he don't want Victoria, so what does it matter who she sleeps with? Next, Kyle gets to Alan and Ellie's apartment and he finds out that Jason escaped the White House and was knocked out in Alan's room. So Alan explained the situation to Kyle. Then Don comes in and tells Kyle to put Jason into a large laundry bag and get Jason back to the White House. Then Don tells Alan and Ellie to get dressed and get to work and don't say a word about the situation. Next, back at the hospital, Barry wakes up, but he doesn't really remember anything. The last thing he remembers is going to meet Ruth. He also tells Richard that he saw his daughter, but he's not sure if he was dreaming. So Richard has to calm Barry down because he wants to leave the hospital so he can go get his daughter, right? Richard tells Barry that him and Sam will get Callie back, so just relax. Next, Don calls Hunter and tells him that Jason got out of the White House and he's on his way back. So when Sam comes to tell Hunter and Victoria that they haven't found Jason, Hunter calls Sam and the entire detail crew incompetent idiots and says he should fire them all because he doesn't understand how Jason was able to escape. So Sam tells Hunter that he himself and the staff are not idiots. It's just that your son is clever. So while they're discussing the situation and where the heck Jason was, because Hunter will not say where creepy Jason was, right? He keeps avoiding that question. So as they're discussing this and Hunter continues to diss Sam, we got Priscilla approaching them very slowly, right? And she looks all kinds of crazy, guys. So Victoria, Hunter, and Sam are trying to get her attention. You know, Victoria's like, what are you looking at? But Priscilla seems to be in a trance. And of course, Victoria has to do way too much and start snapping her fingers, calling Priscilla the B word. You know, to me, for somebody who acts so high sedity sometimes and doesn't want to work with inner city black kids, this chick Victoria can really be freaking ghetto. So it's really dumb when she does that. It's like, if you despise these people so much, stop acting like them, because it's really too much sometimes. Anyway, y'all already know what happens, right? Priscilla takes a gun out of the serving tray and shoots Victoria. So many of you already know how I feel, because I posted a raw and uncut video immediately after watching this episode, and I was blown away, okay? Not because Priscilla shot Victoria, but because Sam shot Priscilla. Now, some of you did say that you think it's a daydream that Priscilla is having, and I'd like to add that this would make lots of sense, okay? Especially since all the employees go through security when they come in. Okay, guys, that's the video for today. Leave your comments down below, please, and I'm about to watch the next episode so I can post a review for that as well, so stay tuned. You guys take care and be blessed, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.